I'm Gerry Walker, and we're still here, bitch. Hi, and welcome to Still Here, Bitch. Before we get started, I've got news. I am now on YouTube and TikTok. It took me a while, but I'm there. And my handle is Would Be Therapy. WOULDBETHERAPY. Would Be Therapy. Go on ahead and take a look, like and subscribe and share and do all those things. Thank you so much. It's a little different from Still Here, Bitch. Hope you like. My guest today is a California native. He was actually born on Sunset Boulevard, so he was always destined for big things. He's been an event coordinator, he's been a wedding planner, a food and beverage director, and the sole proprietor of a very successful event business here in Los Angeles. But you might know Alejandro Ramirez by his handle, The Party Crasher. Do me a quick favor. Go on to Google Maps and look up any LA restaurant. I'll wait. Okay, now go into the reviews and scroll down. When you find The Party Crasher, that's my guest this evening. This is a food expert. He is someone who knows the meaning of food in relationships, emotionally, culturally. We're going to get all into that this evening, but I would like to first introduce you to Alejandro Ramirez. Alejandro, thank you for being here on Still Here, Bitch.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm really glad to be here.
I want to ask you how you identify on the LGBTQ plus spectrum.
I am gay. A gay man, yeah, definitely.
All right. And are you at liberty to discuss where you are on the age spectrum?
I certainly am. I just hit 50 10 years ago.
All right. That's the perfect way to put it. Well, I have so many questions for you. You have over 23 million views.
I do. I know. It's crazy.
And you say it all happened, like it kind of came about by mistake.
Well, it kind of took a life of its own. You know, when I started it, because I have been in the restaurant business so long, I enjoy going out and having fine dining experiences from Italian to Japanese to Mexican food and at all scales of it. But I went out and I rated a restaurant. I got about probably 20 likes or 20 views on it. Yeah. And I thought to myself, I don't know 20 people. You know, who are these people? So I did a second one. And then it went up to 90 people immediately in about 3 days. So I hit another restaurant out in Malibu, Pacific Palisades, all over Hollywood, downtown, Pasadena. It goes all over the city. Yeah. And lo and behold, I kept rating. And then I hit 1,000 to 5,000. Then I hit 10 and so on. Hit 100,000 and then 200,000 up to 700,000, 1 million, 5 million.
Okay. Now you're just
20 million. So people really like what I'm doing. They're following me and they're watching experiences I'm having and going themselves. I've gone to restaurants back and the owner will tell me, hey, you know, I've been here so many years and I got so many faces after you came by and did a rating for me. He says, I literally would ask people, where did you find me? I found you on The Party Crasher.
They're really good. The Party Crasher is a great food critic blog. How do you choose the restaurants you critique?
Well, it's what I want to try. I even try places that someone has told me not to go to because I want to find out myself. You know, every restaurant can have a bad day. A chef could have left that day. A waitress could have quit. There's a lot of stuff can happen in the restaurant business. I'll go and I'll choose, let's say we want to have Thai food. I'll look at the maps and see who's rating high, and then I'll go myself and I'll have my experience. And I learned that people want to hear my view of it because I will show you the grade. I will tell you the parking. I will let you know about the restroom. It's not just about the food. It's the whole experience.
Yes.
The dining, the table, you know, anticipate your needs. So that kind of stuff is important.
I noticed it as soon as I went in to look at some of yours. I was like, okay, this is different. I see why you have.
Well, because I've been on the inside of it, so I know what to expect. I've been on the inside. I worked in every department in the restaurants throughout my career. I started as the front of the house. I've always worked front of the house, from runner, expediter, busser to waiter. Then I went to American Bartender School, and I got behind the bar. And that was one of my favorite positions. But a lot of the owners would have me get out of the bar and then take over management.
I could totally see
we'd
you
leave,
as a bartender.
Our managers would leave, and then so there I was managing again. But my favorite aspect is the bar. So I'll go in and I'll rate it myself, and I know what I expect at a table. That's probably why I'm really good at it. And I don't do any negative reviews. If I had a bad experience, I won't rate it. It doesn't serve me a purpose. It doesn't serve the restaurant a purpose. I'll go back and do it again. I'll go back a second time.
Okay.
And then most of the time it's positive. And then I will write my review. Awesome. And 9 times out of 10, the owners will write me back that evening and tell me, thank you for coming by. People have offered me appetizers, desserts. It's starting to take a life of its own when I go in these restaurants.
Well, you're famous. So, everybody wants the famous person at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, what's the most interesting experience you've had at a restaurant while performing a critique?
I've gotten in and I've sat down and I've made the mistake to let the server or the hostess know about my views when I'm sitting waiting for the table. And then all of a sudden my experience changes immediately. I sit down and then I see people coming staring out of the kitchen or kind of looking, hey, there's a critic at the table. He's here. So we, and then they sort of give me a little extra treatment. I could see it happening at my table. Of course, it's nice, but that's not the only reason I go in. I go in for the food and hoping that I can inspire other people to dine something that I've enjoyed myself.
You briefly gave us a glimpse into your history in kitchens and as a bartender and places you've worked and what you've done. And we've heard your bio, and it's actually spectacular. You're the perfect person to be the party crasher. What are your favorite meals to cook?
I find that I enjoy seafood a lot. I deal with a lot of mussels, clams, scallops. I also do simple stuff, just a simple angel hair pasta, olive oil, garlic, crushed red pepper,
I love that.
And some shrimp.
You got me.
Or, it's basic stuff like that. I also like to use my oven a lot. And you just kind of lay things down, a red roast potato with some bok choy and some chicken and just kind of bake it for 45 minutes. It just sounds so simple, but when you plate it correctly and you sit and it's a really nice meal. You don't even know you came out of a toaster oven even.
Is there a cookbook in the Party Crasher's future?
I don't know. Hopefully. I mean, with all my experience, I think people would benefit from a book like that.
If you ever did, I feel like you definitely have a great angle. However you try to do it, you would tell a story about food rather than just a recipe.
Well, I'm not only a guest. I mean, we've all been a guest in a restaurant, but I've worked in them and managed them and been in the kitchen with some of the best chefs that I've ever through the Ritz-Carlton and big hotels I've worked with. So I have a lot of experience watching and learning.
Yeah. So culturally throughout the world, food is often at the epicenter of relationships. It is. It brings families together. It brings friends to one another. It's often the start of budding intimate relationships, like say first dates. Many of those first dates do happen, at restaurants. And since Still Here Bitch is a relationship show at its core, I'd like to get your take on why you feel that is the case.
There is an emotional response to food immediately. On first dates, being a waiter, you're going to see a first date come in. You'll hear the conversation, how they order, who orders, especially in the gay couple, who's going to be doing some ordering, who gets the check. Oh, that's very interesting too. But I think it has a big part. It brings us together. Food does. And we're able to sit and kiki, as we say, and enjoy it. I think that's a lot of fun.
When you're working inside of a restaurant, you can tell pretty much without even knowing what the conversation is, what's going on. You can tell when there's a breakup happening.
100%. You'll hear the conversation. I, as a waiter in the beginning, made a huge mistake. Any waiters out there that are listening or potential waiters, don't make a mistake by saying this. A couple came in and they had dinner, and I went back to work and forgot about them. But the guy kind of stood out. You know, he was dressed nice and tall. And I said, hey, you know, come back and see us. Mm-hmm. Well, a week later, there he was. But I didn't notice that he was with another date. And I made the mistake of saying, welcome back. Good to see you. Well, the girl got up, I think slapped him across the shoulder or something, and walked out of the restaurant. Don't ever. That was a mistake I made very early. Yeah, and you know, people have come in and asked me to hide a ring in a cupcake and bring it to the table. I've seen proposals. I've seen people do a breakup dinner. I've seen people first date dinners, and you can feel it immediately when they're coming in and sitting at the door waiting. You'll know it's a couple, and as they sit and start dining. It's interesting how they look at the menu and not know what to order. So sometimes I get discouraged when people think a waiter is a service job and you're a servant to people. And I don't find that at all. I find it that I'm the middleman. I'm the face between the chef and the guest.
Yeah.
That's all I am. So I have to create, I'm selling what the chef's love is about. And I'm also the face for the guest because I'm giving them an experience, not just giving them food. They go with an experience, you know, and they'll talk about their experience 10 years from now.
I can't think of one major life experience that is not enhanced or built around food. Deaths, repasts,
celebrations,
birthdays,
all of it.
You know, I like, is there anything? Like, seriously?
I, you know, off the top of my head, I can't think of any. I think food is a major element to most experiences in life.
Yeah.
And the spicier, the better.
I agree. I do agree. We'll be right back after this. Election day is coming up, and so is all the angst that follows. But what if I told you that you can eliminate just a teeny bit of that angst simply by going to a website? If you haven't voted yet, you're not alone. Go to vote.gov to find out the facts about what's at stake this election in your neck of the woods. You could be surprised. Don't miss out on being a part of the most pivotal election of our generation. But first, don't miss out on getting your facts straight or gay. Go to vote.gov. That's vote.gov. See you on the other side. Alejandro.
Yes.
Whenever and wherever I see you, I mean this from the bottom of my soul, whether it's at the LA LGBT Center or whether it's out in WeHo, that's West Hollywood, for those of you not in the know. Alejandro, you exude joy.
Thank you.
You do. And you help others to feel better in their lives as well when they might not initially be feeling their best. As my sign off on this podcast each month, I always encourage folks to seek and even hunt for joy in their lives. And my hope is that ultimately they're able to turn it into a daily practice. How do you find joy?
I live by The Secret. Have you heard of The Secret?
Yes.
Okay. Manifesting it. I really live by that concept. I wake up in the morning and the first words out of my mouth are gratitude.
Okay.
I set the tone of my day myself. It's in my hands. It does come to me because I channel it. When I leave my house, my goal is to get back home safe. So everything that happens in that day, it's up to me. I could ruin it by having a flat tire, let that ruin my whole day, or fix the flat tire and keep going. I feed off other people. When I see someone that, like you said, you know, sometimes our people are not, you know, just kind of shut down. And especially in our community with being a senior gay man in West Hollywood, California,
Invisible.
LA. You're going to come across a lot of people that aren't ready to do the next thing. There's ageism. You know, you get your dad bod in your 60s. And that's another bad thing because people are so hung up on, I'm not my 29-year-old self. But when a 29-year-old wants to comment my opinion on someone that's a senior, I say the same thing to all of them. You'll be lucky. if you hit 60. And I'll talk to a 79-year-old and they tell me I'm a kid. So
that's true. It happens to me.
So I try to manifest it myself. I try to wake up with joy. I'm very grateful, and every day I live my life with gratitude. And I think that's what really comes out, and that's what people pick up on.
Are you on YouTube or TikTok? Then join me there. I'm new. My handle is @WouldBeTherapy. On YouTube and TikTok, I share parts of myself that you may not get to see on Still Here Bitch. Still 100, still keeping it real all day though. You'll get little pieces of advice that I've picked up over the years, including as recently as this morning. And you'll get to witness the random thoughts that swirl around my mind. I can't be the only one. So, if you've ever been on YouTube and TikTok, then you know how to get to @WouldBeTherapy. WouldBeTherapy. Would Be Therapy. Alejandro, what's Rainbow Notes?
Well, the Rainbow Notes is a LGBTQ 50+ choir here in Hollywood that the center on McCadden runs. And I have the luxury of driving the bus right now with it. I am the choir director.
Okay.
I make the shows, I do the lineups, I do the choreographing, I do that aspect, and I get the shows. My event background, my coordinating background came to play. So I took over, and I'm not a singer, I'm not a performer, but I'm able to do a show and do everything behind the scenes. I'm the guy behind the scenes, that I can get you on stage and put a light right on you.
Even though Still Here Bitch is about folks over 40, it's always my hope that younger individuals also tune in. So each episode I ask my guests, knowing what you've learned up till now, what relationship advice might you give your 30-year-old self today?
Find the joy in really being in the moment. We spend so much time worrying about what the neighbors think, what people at work think, what they're thinking when as I'm walking down the road. Forget all that stuff. Really don't let it go by you. And every situation is a learning lesson about ourselves. If something negative is coming in your life, it's not about that thing. It's about how we're going to handle it and how we're going to grow from it. So I encourage, people to be grateful in their time and not wait for it to pass before you realize how important that was. So I wish I had known that at 30, because I was doing the same thing, worried about this and worried about what. And now you just, the grace of getting older, all that goes out the window. There's such a joy in being mature and what you've learned in the last 30 years.
BetterHelp is the largest therapy platform in the world, and it's 100% online. They change the way you approach your mental health and help you tackle life's challenges by providing accessible and affordable care. With BetterHelp, you can message a professional therapist anytime, anywhere. Go to betterhelp.com for more. For those seeking to impress a date or add some spice to their existing relationship, what's the one meal you recommend they learn how to cook for their mate?
I would suggest a simple pasta. Angel hair, farfalle, bow tie, and you can simply doctor it up and look like a chef, because you can pick up a pesto and some, chicken and kind of put it all together, and olive oil and Parmesan cheese and a nice salad on the side. It's a good start. It's always good to have bottled water at the table. It's always good to have San Pellegrino, something sparkling. And you always want to have a simple dessert. And if you can't have a sugar, you go for a berry, a bowl of blackberries and raspberries and strawberries. It doesn't have to have cream. You can easily put honey on it, or just something that's pretty simple. But those are choices that you can easily find in any market.
You mentioned that because of ageism, it's estimated actually that half of the people on the planet are ageist against older folks.
Sure.
And that's from the World Health Organization, y'all, not just Gerry. So, of course, many of those ageist people are going to be some of the ones we discussed a little earlier, the 29-year-olds who are like deathly afraid of turning 30. But there are also people in their 20s and 30s who prefer even a little wisdom in their relationships and their partners. How do you feel about that? Is that something that you encounter? And is it something that you welcome? Or, as with some folks, do you have a cutoff age? Like no younger than blank?
Definitely. I am in the dating world. Mm-hmm. I am very lucky now that I'm dating someone steady. He is 10 years older than I am, and I'm 60. It's something that I seek. When I was in my 20s, I was in a relationship for 14 years. And then when I hit 34, I got into another relationship for 20 years, 20-some plus years. So I've been in relationships most of my life. So being out in the dating world is completely unique for me. I don't do apps. I haven't had that experience. People say, well, where do you meet someone if you're not on an app? I said, well, you just go out to a coffee shop, go volunteer some time. I volunteer here at the center, and that's where it happened. You can go take a class on Tuesday night, molding cups, no matter where you go, there could be someone there that you can click with. I personally prefer it. I know guys do like older guys. That's very common, especially in the gay community. But then what do they call the older guys? Daddy and sugar daddy. Mm-hmm. And that is, to me, demeaning, because that's not really what it's all about for me personally, a guy being older. I don't look at guys younger than my nephews and nieces, and they're in their 30s, 30, 38, and 40.
Yeah.
That's very young. Anything under 45 to me personally is young. The older, the better.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. I want to talk with you about the myth of no sex after 50 and how it perpetuates stigma, misinformation among both younger and older LGBTQ plus individuals. Mm-hmm. Alejandro, work with me. How can we stamp out that myth? Like, what do we have to do? What does it take? Because it's ageist and it's obviously egregiously incorrect.
Right. Well, is there a myth about it? Definitely. Do we joke about a grandmother or grandfather not having sex? Absolutely. And in the gay world, yeah, there's guys that are in their 50s and 60s and 70s. I mean, is that something they're seeking? What I hear is definitely there is. It's still happening. It's still happening for everybody. I think the ageism is just sort of the unknown, or, we're supposed to have these wonderful bodies and some Greek god in order for sex to be exciting or any of that. But I think intimacy with that, because you are giving of yourself. You're not hung up on what I look like in the mirror, what, is my shoulders wrinkly and all that stuff. You're just sort of able to really enjoy the guy, whoever you're with one-on-one.
I feel like what you just mentioned allows people, and you said it allows people to get closer more quickly.
100%, yeah.
If I'm not so self-involved about me and my face and my body,
do I have a tummy
or whatever, then I can give that energy to the person 100%. I'm with.
It's a brain power that you can share with someone, and that's intimacy. So there's a lot of levels of it. It doesn't have to be all that stuff you see in pornos and people have intimacy having food, dinners,
not shaming people who watch pornos.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Looking for something new and exciting to do? Somewhere to go where you can meet new people who are like you and others who aren't? If you can swing it, how about taking a Virgin Voyage adults-only cruise? Virgin Voyages could very well be the best cruise line for adults. It starts when you wake up. Whether you choose to jumpstart the day with a wheatgrass shot from Gin and Tonic or a Filthy Mary from the Red Bar, no matter what, you can rest assured that you won't accidentally step on a child, because there are none on a Virgin Voyage adults-only cruise. And the best part? Dining is included in your voyage fare. The fun continues whenever you dock, with excursions tailored to sophisticated tastes and sightseeing and cuisine in every port. From artisan honey making to sampling craft brews, every Virgin destination from A to Z boasts activities best enjoyed by those 18 and up. So, why not book a getaway on a Virgin Voyages adults-only cruise? You'll be glad you did. Go to virginvoyages.com today. Alejandro Ramirez, the party crasher. Everyone, make sure you go on the Google Maps and look this up, especially if you're in the Los Angeles metro area. You'll see what we're talking about here. His critiques are extra in a good way, in a great way, actually. I'm so happy you were here with us today.
So happy to be here, and I'm glad I had an opportunity to talk with you, and we're all here to inspire somebody.
You're the perfect guest to inspire. Love being around you. You have such great energy, and I couldn't wait to get you here on the show, especially to talk about something that is so integral to relationships as food. So thank you again. And thank you. Thank you, SHB fam, for tuning in to our October episode. I am on TikTok and YouTube. I am at Would Be Therapy. It's kinda like Still Here Bitch, but not really. And until next time, go out and get you some joy. Thanks for tuning in to Still Here Bitch. Remember to follow us on the socials. Please like and subscribe or get somebody to show you how. And we'll see you next time on Still Here Bitch.